And the reason you have that is they've had many towns and cities throughout history that get a corrupt boss hog in power who literally just start taking people's property because they want it and giving it to their friends or family, who start taking people's guns, who start taking people's crops, and so the state has to come in and stop it. Now, normally cities pass a law, even though they're fraudulent and have to be overturned via lawsuits or actions by the state attorney generals. They don't do that in Austin, Texas. I have never seen anything like this. This is absolute bona fide, the real deal, super, ultra illegal tyranny. When the government just shows up and doesn't cite a law or statute or even regulation and just says, you're not going to sell guns here anymore, and puts a notice up on the door and has cops stand there handing out flyers to everyone, and we have the actual flyer from the Texas Gun Show, formerly the Saxet Gun Show, but now they left Austin, and we have a group called the Texas Gun Show, and they're against what's happening. They had a table there with women from the Texas Gun Show saying, please sign a petition to the Texas Attorney General because this is illegal. The BATF showed up here, and the Austin police showed up, backing them up, giving them jurisdiction, and told them, I'm Boss Hog. You're not going to do this. This is the heart, the root of tyranny. When government says, we don't have a law, it's against the law, but we're going to warrantlessly wiretap you. We're going to use the Patriot Act per state thousands of times a year in non-terror related cases that makes the Constitution null and void. That's tyranny. But at least they've got a phony baloney Patriot Act. At least they've got some fake law in the process of being overturned all across the nation. At least they claim they've got a piece of paper. At least they swear out some type of fake baloney. Not in Austin, Texas. This is unprecedented. Public notice. This was given out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Austin, Texas. Public notice. Just a public notice. They're setting up precedent here. They're just announcing their new power. Selling of firearms, in quotes, at the direction of the Austin Police Department, at the direction, they direct, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Anyone selling a firearm at this show location will be asked to comply. Asked. Notice, it's all color of law. To comply with the following. And now they bring in the true criminal color of law. Because of one word, this is completely illegal. Now, it's clearly constitutional violation, color of law, fraud in the first paragraph, where they're just there telling you through pure color of law, we're asking you to do this. But we're the police with the implied authority. Now, here's what's illegal. The previous paragraph is clearly unconstitutional and illegal, but this is 100% illegal. Number one, any person selling a personal firearm must, you are commanded, must go through a licensed FFL dealer in the show to transfer a firearm to a new owner. Number one, any person selling a personal firearm must go through a licensed FFL dealer in the show to transfer the firearm to a new owner. Must. How many cops have gone to prison? They love all over the country. They've been caught sitting outside topless bars. That 20-year-old topless dancer they've got a crush on, they were watching hours before, drives out drunk. Cop pulls him over and says, you must have sex with me down this wooded road or I'm going to give you a DWI. You must. It's then official oppression and rape, and they go to prison. The police are not immune. They are not God. It's simple. If the cop shows up and says, you must follow my order, you must, when they're outside the state constitution, you must mow my lawn. You must come out and dig ditches. You must kiss my feet. You must do what I say. and they do that outside the Constitution, it is absolutely 110% criminal. And when it's done by government, it is tyranny. Number 2, selling of firearms in the parking lot will not be permitted. Thank you for your cooperation. Your cooperation with an exclamation point. This is thuggery. This is law of the jungle. This is absolute despotism, 110%. They say you must. They are violating your constitutional rights. They are violating the state law. We beat at the legislature in the last, 5 legislatures, back to 1998, 2000 and on. It's bi-yearly. We beat attempted laws to shut down private sales of firearms in Texas. They don't care. The feds come in here with their pet police chief. It's the same police chief that takes blood without warrants. I mean, these people are just out of their minds. I can't wait till Art Aceveda comes and sits in this office and defends what he's done. This is just unbelievable. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. The White House regulations says there is no Second Amendment and that they're going to ban guns and free speech and take over the Internet. It's all over mainstream news saying how wonderful it is. All over the country, the BATF tripled in size. Now the BATF-E, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, is setting up surveillance systems, harassing people at gun shows, legally selling each other firearms as private citizens. But now in Austin, Texas, public notice selling of firearms at the direction of the Austin Police Department and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Anyone selling a firearm at this show location will be asked to comply with the following. 1, you will be asked, see, it's all color of law. There's no law behind this. Any person, and that's illegal, any person selling a personal firearm must go through a licensed FFL dealer in the show to transfer a firearm to the new owner. 2, selling of firearms in the parking lot will not be permitted. I'm going to open the phones up in the next 30 minutes only for people that have seen this happen at their gun shows around the country, and is this happening at other gun shows in Texas? Because this is outrageously illegal. And the police just don't need to be overturned by the Texas Attorney General or by the legislature. They need to get in trouble. Somebody needs to sit Art Aceveda down and say, listen, just because the BATF comes down here and just because you're wanting a job later in the Justice Department doesn't, like several of our police chiefs have left to become, doesn't mean you go just set up. I mean, what's next? Will they put out a notice that everyone must bring their unregistered guns in to be registered, like they did in Canada and England, before they ban them? And the way they write these laws to overturn the gun show loophole, as it's called, to imply that it's bad, to imply that it's illegal, when it's not, is that it will ban all private transfers. You want to give your uncle a gun. He wants to give you a gun. When I was 14 years old, my dad gave me the lever action Savage 243 deer rifle that he was given when he was 8 years old by his great uncle. Can't do it. They also introduced a law we barely beat in 2000 in Texas that would have banned junior shooting sports, saying no one under 18 can even touch a gun. They want to kill our culture of self-defense and liberty. Slaves are disarmed. And let me tell you what the BATF's doing. They're feeding on people. Some old man needs money, comes in, sells 2 of his shotguns. They bust him out in the parking lot and illegally charge him, because it's not even what the statutes say, for a federal firearms transfer for being a gun dealer when he's not a gun dealer. He's privately selling a firearm. I get reports, I see reports every day of people pulled over, even going to the gun range. In Texas, in Vermont, in places that have strong Second Amendment. And the cops are so brainwashed, they go ahead and arrest you for the legal gun. And a lot of people just plea bargain to non-laws. I mean, we live in a tyranny. How many reports do you see in the news about neighbors see some old man? It's almost always an old man in their garage cleaning their gun. The neighbors get scared seeing a gun. They call the police. They come, and it's on the news. This guy, John Doe, was arrested for an arsenal. He had 11 rifles, 2 handguns, and over 3,000 rounds of ammo. It's an arsenal. There's no law against an arsenal or defining what an arsenal is.